poop my pants.
Oh, okay.
At least not on purpose. I mean, accidents happen. Let's have that window for everyone here.
Yeah, everyone gets that. Yeah, everyone gets that. That's a free and open opportunity. Somebody craps their pants.
Podcasting for a long time. Has anyone in your knowledge ever shit in the history of all the shows you've done? Like
not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Okay. I was doing an interview once with. I've never told the story. I was doing an interview with NPR, and it was about BlizzCon or something. BlizzCon maybe or oh, I know what it was. It was the time I was talking to the dude from Marketplace, and we were chatting. He had me on phone. And he was going on and doing his thing, and they were on the air, or at the very least live recording, and I didn't know, didn't think much about it. About halfway through the conversation, it hits me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta go, dude. I gotta freaking go. So, for anyone who heard that NPR piece, I did the whole last 10 or 15 minutes of that interview on the can. And it all worked out fine.
Yes!
Like talking to your mother.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yep.
Was there any plumbing during?
No, I was very good about keeping things auditorially proper and also just not skipping
That's
a beat.
what I mean. Were you just sitting on the toilet, or did stuff happen as you're talking? Like, if I listen to that, can I time code where
you won't be able to hear it?
Where the ship breaks water?
You won't hear it because I would mute while he would talk, so he wouldn't hear me. I was very strategic, and then by all accounts from them and everyone who heard it, it was like, "Oh, that was a great interview. We should have you on again." And they had me on a different time, so I knew that I must not have blown it with my my emergency. Worked out okay.
Right.
Yeah. So there you
go. I love that it's
you,
for NPR. It wasn't a casual show. It's just like, it's got to be for the NPR one.
You didn't go back and listen to make sure? You just
I heard it. I heard it.
Well, no, you
I heard
trust
it later.
that. You got mute buttons.
Scott's got anxiety.
He's on the phone. Have you never, like, mom goes too long and just had to pull it off?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can't go back and listen. Like, in this case, you could at least, he's like, let me see if they can hear something.
No, I did. I went back and listened to the live because it wasn't live. They still had to edit. So later that afternoon, they ran the spot, and it was good.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
they edited it.
Yeah, they edit.
They edited out the big.
I mean, you'd have to ask them, but in fact, it didn't seem like much was missing. I don't know.
That's the greatest story I've ever heard.
I was proud of it. I think I told that story on TMS, but
I was proud of it.
I was like, I can do that. I can pull this off, and they'll never know. This is great.
The greatest heist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn straight.
It's the heist where you give back.
The greatest game.
All right.
On heist.
Let's do this. I think I've got all the things and a good email to boot. So here comes the recording. Are we recording video? We are. All right, here we go, everybody. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to There Will Be Dungeons at therewillbedungeons.com, a Dungeons and Dragons podcast and televised thing. Not really. It's streamed on Twitch, and you can watch it on YouTube, where we play D&D, and we do so with gusto because our DM brings the heat, and we have to respond to it. I'm Scott Johnson with Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, Kyle Ferguson, and Christian Ashton, and her unborn child as well. He's here as well. I mean, he's going to be here. He's like, what, a month? We're like a month away or something, right? Like about a month? Yeah. It's going to be awesome, and so I can't help but bring it up now. Anyway, what role will he play? You'll have to tune in to find out. Anyway, we're back at it. We missed a week because of a trip, but we're back, and we're finally doing another show, and I'd like to start things out with a quick email from a listener. Today is no different. This comes from Jess, who wrote in and says this: Hello, TWBD. My husband and I have genuinely enjoyed listening to the exploits of Varel, Stanley, Nash, and Hope with Bo's amazing direction. He introduced me to the podcast while en route to a wedding this January, or I guess it was this last year, and it was we were instantly hooked. We have since laughed about your exploits, joked about ill-managed sleep pills, and bought and happily consumed the themed Phoenix Pearl tea. He turned 31 on July 20th, and I think he would enjoy a shout out from you, Scott, and you guys on the show. There are a lot of people with his first name in the world, so if you feel inclined to do the shout out, and I will dance across my house in hysteria if you do, Call him by his nerd name, Rojim. Rojim. Sounds like a character Bo would create in our little story, doesn't it? A little?
His name is Rojim?
Rojim, like if you're going to say row the boat, and Jim like a guy named Jim. So there's that. Yeah.
Like
That makes sense?
We're escaping a shark, but Jim stopped rowing, and you're like, row, Jim.
Yeah, row, Jim.
Yeah.
Exactly. She says at the end here, you are all amazing, entertaining, and intriguing. Thank you for being you and for producing this amazing bit of content. Our best, Jess. Well, huge happy birthday to Row Jim. And whatever your real name is, we would have been happy to say that as well, but it wasn't included. But we hope you had a rad 20th. Or no, sorry. We hope the 20th was a rad birthday. Right. We don't. It's 31. We hope you had a great 31st on the 20th, is what I meant to say. And we're sad that
I thought he was born in 1931.
I doubt it. I think that's probably not true. But anyway, it was great to hear from you, and thank you, Jess, for pointing that out, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing this on the show. All right. A quick note at the end of the show, stick around, because we're going to be talking about the ways you can support this show. If you're interested now, go over to therewillbedungeons.com and check out our support system. More details later. The tradition stands that when we get going here, we can't do it until Kristen sort of had her way with us and our history in recent episodes. So, Kristen, tell us what happened last time on There Will Be Dungeons.
Last time on There Will Be Dungeons, Caravelon came closer. Their charmed chariot chased toward their charge until it abruptly angled and ascended into an astral area, affronting them with an ancient, the soul of the slain dragon who had fallen a few days past. It perceived their power potential and demanded they destroy the demons. The girl was gathered to give Dolopopio a gainful guise, and the light from Caravelon confirmed a cruel conference they had to crash. His power was already peeping through partitions and planes. The precipitation in plants proved this, and a vessel would vegetate the violation of this verge. The dragon dealt data before dropping them down to the door of Caravelon. It was the castle. On stone structures sat stationary sentries. After a drawn-out discussion of how to dart to the destination while dodging deadly diligence, it was decided they would dig. Nash moved mounds beneath morass until they met their mark. Walled in walked a worrisome watcher. They poked it with pernicious punches that birthed beasts. As more mindless monsters materialized from the maims, a fireball flew into the field and flash-fried them so they formed no more. Able to access the ancient room, they carefully crawled, happening upon a hallway that hid a lizard folk hip to the hums of the group's harrowing heist. Now rejoin our heroes as they venture into the vaults of Caravelon. Will they save Syrah from a sickening summoning? How will they wage war on a Weirlord? And will our adventurers back that bull-headed birds catch the worm? Stay tuned for today's adventure in the wide world of the Wastes.
Oh, why is it? Sorry. There we go. Perfectly awesome recap, screwed up by my bad timing. Hey, Bo, it's your turn now. What are we doing?
All right, we resume our adventure below Caravelon. Well, I'm going to impart a few details so that we get up to speed from 2 weeks ago, because we didn't do a show last week, much to many of our listeners' chagrin. We apologize. So you are in the underground basement of Caravelon. Whoa. It is dark in here. There's no light illuminating the area beneath the keep that you're in. You used Nash's Molder spell to dig a hole beneath the castle, and you uncovered some kind of a bone bastard. When you attacked it, the holes had opened up and skeletons had come out. You'd slain it, but during that encounter, Nash had let off an illusion that created an opera type sound of a guy going, "Ah!" And of course, there were fireballs and plenty of swings and stuff, things like that. So you're now in this area beneath Caravelon. Black, it's damp. There's the thick layer of grease on everything, as though this place hasn't really been traversed by the living in a very long time. Last week, Hope had stealthed down the hallway to see what was down on the other end of the basement area, and she spied the outline of a lizard folk snout and the tip of a rifle leaning around the corner of an entranceway and then peeling back out of sight. For you are now hushed in a small room, planning what's next.
Remind me, did we saw his snap? Like, we know there's a lizard there. Didn't he yell something at us, Bo?
Nash, not Nash, Hope saw it.
Yeah.
And it did make the information available on Roll20. If you log in, you'll have a visual sense of the underground area you've explored and the areas you've not explored.
This is why it's bad to leave for a weekend. The details are fuzzy.
Sure. So you're in a castle basement, a dungeon, if you will, and you have explored some of it, and some of it you haven't, and the area you haven't, it is deathly quiet, but Hope saw that an assailant lies in wait. Potentially more. Now, if you remember from last week, Kervalon had several guards upon its ramparts. You had no idea as to the amount of forces inside, but you did know you were going to Kervalon to see the Zark clan, who were fingered as the cause of the worming of Rezek Val.
We've seen only the shadow of a snout, though, right? We haven't confirmed that these lizard folk are of these Zark colors.
Because it was dark outside, you only saw the silhouettes and outlines of them. But you did get a good look at the lizard folk when Ubveyex approached you after slaying the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And, you know, he killed Follow, he killed Rorf, and kidnapped Sira, the young invisible elf girl. And the lizard folk had approached at that time, and you did see their colors were green. There.
Excellent. So we advance. So we need to make it down the hall. And I'll be whispering this to the group. We can set off our sound again, perhaps drawing them closer to us, so we may then kill them at our leisure. Or we can charge them, which I think is a fabulous plan.
When you say them, how many is them? There could be dozens in there. Hundreds. Well, maybe 50.
True. But we've faced such odds before.
I mean, they've posted guards. There's no way we're going to just necessarily slip past them unless anybody has any tricks they think they can use. I think 4L's strategy is sound. We're going to have to fight them. We might as well have what we can come to us, face the others on our own terms.
Then I agree. Varel, lead the way.
The charging or the calling?
The damage blocking tank we need. No, we
means which strategy?
So here's what I was thinking, Bo, but I need to ask you a question. One of my
Okay.
newer abilities is, let me find it here. It's the one that I just used, and I just can't remember the name of it. Hold on, guys. Hold on 1 second. It was called...
It was called...
the one where I put my voice... I put the scary voice behind the dude. What was it? What is that called?
It was Minor Illusion.
Minor Illusion. I could do one of those again, which would act as both a way to draw them out and also maybe draw them where we want them to be inside of this place, like maybe corner them or get them in a choke point or something. So I guess I'm not... I should ask the group. So I'll say to... I'll convey that information to Varel and ask if he thinks that's appropriate or not.
It would perhaps call them down here, but they have been rather vigilant sentinels, and I believe that they would continue to hold their posts. I think charging would be the most direct way, but we did sneak in here, and it seems we've ruined our element of surprise.
But if I put
from last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, the way it had described it was that it looked as though the lizard folk was lying in wait.
Oh, okay.
Not passively guarding. We're talking about someone who's waiting to ambush.
Then I would say Varel here, and I see where I'm pointing on the map. if I threw a sound or a voice or a decoy here, that would prove one way or the other if they would come out of hiding and try to attack this place or fill in the hall. If they stay where they are, then it proves your point, and we've lost nothing by trying.
I agree.
I mean, if Hope's right and they're lying in wait with guns, the moment you step out, you're going to be drawing an awful lot of fire. It does present an opportunity, but we don't know how many shots are going to be aimed at you.
So I have to be, let's see, I'm just looking 30 feet away.
I think the illusion is ranged.
It is, but it's 30 feet, so I'd still have to be...
That's 6 squares from your whatever position you choose to cast it from.
Yep. So I would have to be... Let's see, the D1... I can't... The lines are hard to see with this dirt, or with this cobblestone.
Let me fix it for you. How about we do that? I can change the color of the grid.
Okay.
Oh, that's a... What's good for seeing? What color's good? Maybe red.
Red, sure. Oh yeah, that's good. So if it was to be here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'd have to be here. That's okay. I can go up there, cast it, run back. We're not in turn order, so unless you say we are.
No, we're not in turn order.
All right. I will express that to Stanley to see if he has any other reason to poo-poo my idea.
We also have the other hallway on the adjoining side. We could split up, be able to attack from 2 different positions, see who we can draw out.
Have we confirmed the type of rifles they're wielding?
Just rifles.
Rifle types.
Are they the clicky individual kind or the multi-shot in a row kind?
Just a regular rifle.
You haven't had a close examination of the rifles, so you're unclear whether or not they're automatic, semi-auto.
It'll do a lot of damage to you if you take a shot.
Yes, but if we spook them, then they might fire, have to do the reloady clicky version, and we attack them during that time.
Well, in that case, I like Stanley's call to split up.
Perhaps, Stanley, we could do a combination here. We go up here and cut over into this area you're talking about, which we can't see. And we cast the voice or the distraction closer to where they are, maybe here, which should draw them out and maybe even have them turn away from us and become vulnerable. And if they do fire at nothing, and Varel's correct, then the manual reloading of their weapons would be a great opportunity for attack. Suddenly, Nash is more tactical today than he's ever been in his life. I don't want to freak anyone at home out. He's normally not thinking about this kind of stuff. I don't know why he's like this today. He's in a mood.
I think it's warranted. The last time we fought guns was running down the streets of Tiatkala, and that hurt like hell. And we barely made it to the pit that night.
It was 4 levels
Guns
ago.
is tough. Yeah.
Focus fire. Also, when we popped out of the top of the mine, there were guns there too. So, guns a big deal.
Yeah. You'd think we would use them ourselves. Well, Hope does. We got one smart person on the group. All right. Well, distract what we can. Come at them from 2 sides. Or are we going to try and see if we can pull any attention here? I mean, odds are their eyes are already here, so if we can lull anybody over, I think that's probably a win. If we don't, they're still going to be in wait, just like they are already.
Can we move through the walls themselves? Maybe create doorways? Sneak up behind the one we know?
Are they just stone?
Which wall? Sorry.
Any of them? Any of the walls in here?
The walls are made of stone.
Okay. I mean, we could mold earth our way through any wall that we didn't want to have in our way, except there'd be sound. Perhaps.
We could also close off entries, create one hallway in, and pull, like we were saying, try and pull them in.
Yeah, but if they don't follow, that creates just a bottleneck for us.
Many years ago in the solar mines, there was a tale of a trickster who would take a blank wall and paint there what looked to be a passage or train tracks. And it appeared to the enemy that if he ran down toward that wall, he would continue down those tracks. We could try some sort of trick like that. We watch a lot of cartoons in the.
I like this plan. The DM approves.
I don't know if we have what it takes to make it though.
I don't know. That's up to you, but you certainly promised a lot according to show.
A lot was promised in that statement, yes.
Well, don't you guys have illusion? Don't you have illusions, Stanley? So he could mold Earth, the physical situation, and then you could put an illusion that makes it look real, that there's actually a wall, and then you could do this plan.
Well, my illusion, my minor illusion is
not giving that plan that spell.
My minor illusion is that though. I can create. It doesn't have to just be a sound. It could be an image of an object.
How big? Oh, so you could make a door. You could use mold Earth to make a wall. Then you could make it look like there's a doorway where the wall is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I can make it.
You don't need Stanley.
The image. The image could include.
He can handle this plan all on his own.
Right.
Let me have a look. Let me just make sure we have what we need here, so there's no disappointments. And then
with nothing but cantrips, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. All cantrips all the time.
Just waiting for your character. So I get the mold Earth thing. Not a problem. We can do that. What's the other spell?
So I can create a sound or image of an object. Excuse me, within range that lasts for the duration. The illusion also ends if you dismiss it as an action or cast the spell again. If I do the sound,
it has to be in a 5 by 5 foot square. I'd probably cheat a little bit, knowing that doorways are usually taller than 5 feet because creatures that are 6 or 7 feet walk through doorways.
Right.
And there's no actual doorway; it's an opening, so it's probably 10 feet. Although I think you can use multiple, right? If you create objects.
It says here the image can create sound, light, smell, and any other sensory effect. Physical interaction with the image. I'm sorry, can't. I thought I said can't. Sorry.
Vegetation.
Yeah. Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion. It says because things could pass through it, but in this case, they would hit this wall they thought was there or didn't know was there.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to do a doorway with this one. I think there's a higher level spell that works with it. I kind of want to let it happen, though. To be honest with you.
I mean, who doesn't at this point?
Give the DM.
But it's a 5 foot by 5 foot radius, and a door is taller than that. Like I'd have to rule of cool it. Yeah, why not? You can do it.
What if the door was just shorter?
But what illusion exactly are you making? So remember, can't make sound, smell, light. So you're just making an illusion that there's a door, like there's an entrance there.
But there's a door, but also visually, if somebody gazed into the space that looks like the door, they would see.
It looks like an opening.
Yeah, and it would look like figures of us in there.
So you're basically just making a flat surface with the painting of a door.
Yeah, it's total Roadrunner Coyote 101.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this is possible.
Okay. Oh,
We'll rule of
sweet.
cool this one.
Kick ass.
But don't it's not setting a precedent. Your illusion is normally 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet.
Well,
I think to make a bigger illusion, you need a greater version of the spell under normal circumstances.
Why couldn't I do just the wall and then a smaller 5 foot door? I could do that. Who cares if it's short? It just looks like it's
I just keep
I
hearing Ian Malcolm in my head.
why?
So busy worrying about whether or not you could. You didn't stop to think if you should.
So where are you doing this thing?
So in the case of us doing it, it'd be like right here.
Because it again. Okay. All right. So
or wherever the corners end, I can't tell if that's where those would end, or is it here?
So there's 2 corners that are there, but the issue is if you do it that deep, assuming you've seen one assailant in there, they're going to see your ruse and immediately know that it's a fake door because they watched you construct it.
Oh, they have. Excuse me. They have line of sight of that currently.
I'm saying if they do. It's the thing is where you've seen the assailant is there.
Okay.
So imagine, like you see one enemy, maybe there's more, maybe there isn't, and you put a secret bomb in the middle of the floor. They all watch you do it. None of them's going to fall into the trap.
Then
I'm saying you're doing it in an area with a high likelihood that
I have a better idea. I have a better idea. Can you tell me if let me find this. Okay. Can we do this? Is this an opening here?
Yeah, these are doorway openings, the small little rooms that lead into a major room. Hope was standing here. I'm just going to move your character, Hope, when she saw the lizard folk, which you can see marked further north on the map, and then she returned back down to this room.
Because here's my rad idea. This is awesome. So right here, let's say right here, I create. Well, maybe right. Wait, hold on, I got the wrong damn tool.
There.
Yeah, right there we create the illusion. A wall and a hole. They don't see it constructed. Part of this is going to be somebody somewhere within earshot, maybe it's over here, has to say something that draws them out because we need them to go down this hall. So if they go down this hall and they go to this wall, they think this is a door and it's open and they're going to go right through it, and they've heard us and they kind of see visions of us in there. So they're going to go running down here. While they do that, we all creep up here, wait for the moment that they've all gone down that thing, come out here, ambush them. They're in a hole. They can't do shit. They'll have to eat whatever spell we throw in their face, whatever we want to do. And they're trying.
So now that you're aware that they're lying in wait, you'll need a plan to bait them into running down there.
Right.
That's what they won't just run down there.
Right. So here's my thinking. There's no doors on the side here, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I would do. Hold on, let me look at this.
Han Solo it. Hey down there. There's a hand with this?
Everything's fine. Thank you. How are you?
I will suggest. How fast can I mold earth and unmold something and remold it?
Like it's one action for a casting of mold earth.
So
6 seconds.
So what if here's the wall. Changing tools again. Here's the wall, and right in front of it, right here, this side, I make a passageway that's open. So a character goes out here, I can do it even, and yell, "Oh no, freaking lizards, run back!" or whatever. I run down here, and then right here is a new hole, or a hole that I have open already. I run through it, and I quickly mold earth that shut. So now that's shut. Everybody else is in here with me, ready to come on ambush. They come running down here. There is no door for them here, because I've just shut it. All there is this illusion here.
So they run down the rest of the hallway and then up the stairs and back towards your direction?
Well, in this case, they run down to the hall and hit a wall because it's not real. It's an illusion. And now they're going to be all freaking jammed up in here, between here and here, because they thought they could get through, but now they can't. And the guys back here, in theory, are going to be going, "Oh, damn it, it's a trick." Brr, brr, brr. And these guys coming in this part are going to be like, "What? I can't hear Lizard McGee. What's he saying?" And then it's all hell breaks loose because we've gone up here, over here, and we're just laying waste to him inside of here. Bullets.
You could close it off too.
Or even, yes, even better. You all don't even have to do shit.
Idea.
You want to close this off here?
So they're all, no. They're all going to go inside of this hallway, and they're going to get stuck between here and here where the wall is. In fact, we'll even make the wall like right here.
Why don't you put the wall down here even?
Or, sure. Exactly. Like just enough to really throw him. And then Nash will come up when this is done. He'll come up around here and he will mold earth right there and shut the wall off and seal them in there. No air, no nothing. They're screwed. Okay. So we don't even have to sit around and kill them. They'll just die in their freaking lizard hole.
Okay. All right. I mean, Ask your teammates. It's pretty elaborate, but I think it holds water. Holds
All right.
earth.
So Nash lays this out, but any feedback or problems?
No, I think this is a perfect plan, and it's going to work perfectly.
Well, the question is, who's the best bait? I think Varel might be, since the lizards like fighting their own.
Sure.
While I appreciate the vote of confidence, these are gunmen. Why would they break their positions?
Because they need to have line of sight in order to shoot you.
They think
But they're going to shoot me when I walk out.
Well,
You don't have to stick your tail out.
or just the tip of your. What do you have a tip of? Anything?
Snoot.
Yeah, or something. Just like poke it out and go. Oh, there's too many of them. Retreat, retreat. Which they may not believe a lizard man would do. I don't know. That you would ever retreat. So that could be a cultural problem, but.
Maybe you engage them, and then in mid-combat, you have a sign that you say, and then you enact the plan. So it's the first thing you're doing. Like, what if, again, this is me as a player, not as a DM, but what if it just takes, you're kind of planning this like it's the initial thing we're doing. Kyle's not wrong. People in protected gun positions won't break their gun position. There's no reason to do that. And they can wait all day for you without any pressure to get you as you're attacking their castle. They're not trying to invade you. So, but perhaps in the heat of combat, think of it in Heroes of the Storm, someone might not get baited into overextending at the start of a combat, but you get somebody down to 200 health, and all of a sudden they're 5 miles deep trying to secure that kill, and you end up reversing it and killing them. So maybe you can come up with some catchphrases, like some Lemon Tree style code words to enact the plan in the middle of what you're doing, like a trap.
Thoughts?
Nobody's really excited about that.
Oh,
John's face didn't change at all. He was like,
I think it's gonna. We just have to figure our way to draw them in there, and so I understand the limitations. Though it's a good point about gun position, but also it's one rifleman and one doorway
that we've seen.
But like, if there's a bunch of dudes behind him, they're worthless anyway. Is he just gonna pot shot until we come out, or?
I don't know. Maybe somebody could use a spell to scout or something, or some, I don't know.
You killed my scout. She's dead.
Yeah. You guys have. I didn't kill her. I think Diantalis killed her, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, the party responsible isn't here.
Okay.
But you have scouting is an option. It's very powerful in D&D. Information, just like in Heroes of the Storm and in League of Legends and Dota, wards are great. Some kind of warding or information might be invaluable to what plan serves you best in this area.
Well, I have none of those options.
All right, well, we have the hallway plan. Do we want to set it up on the off chance we need it, and then proceed with the charging plan?
That sounds good.
If we are overwhelmed, we will retreat and use the hallway.
All right, so it needs a bit of setup, though, if you're going to use the hallway.
It's going to have to be fast, too, because...
You're not going to have enough turns to execute everything in the middle of the combat that you've talked about here.
Well, I would do the false wall. I do the false wall and the new hole to get through it now.
Right. So I've got to paint these into the map here. That's why.
Right.
So prep wise, you would be putting a wall there, right?
Right.
And then you'd be putting an illusion there, and then you would be removing the wall here as a get out.
Right, as narrow one as possible.
All right, so there's a wall there.
Okay, so there's your illusion wall. Illusory wall.
Then you're going to drop this wall, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that one's gone.
For now.
Step back to make it easier for that to happen.
There you go.
The big trick here, too, is everybody's going to have to run through there, hop through that hole, and have me seal it before they see me do that. So we have to outrun them.
And you've got to make an illusion. How long does the illusion last? 1 minute. Your illusion lasts for 1 minute.
Right.
All right. So the illusion you can't really put up until it's like time.
Okay. I'll put it up as soon as let's say I've done the mold earthwork. Now it just needs the illusion, and I'll do that last second before we charge.
Okay, so that wall's down, that wall's up, and then you'll hold the illusion.
Or I could even.
Are there any other walls you want to close off?
Let me think for a second. Yeah, because if we're no longer gonna use this sort of back way with the doors, we should probably shut off at least one of these so they can't get in. So like here, I guess. Whoops. Like here.
I think we're gonna use that. I think we're gonna use that as where Varel pops out.
Oh, are we?
I think so.
So the issue is that your old trap might just be circumvented completely if there's 3 different entrances to your direction.
Yeah, we'd have to. That's why I'm saying we got to close that off.
Seal up this door.
Yep. And I would say this one too, because now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through here. He's gonna go and then.
Well, then we're sealed in.
Right. Except, well, this will be a door still, or sorry, this will, or I'm sorry, where you guys are. This will be a door. So that'll be open, and we go out. We do our thing. We run back. We get through. I quickly shut the door behind everybody. Put up a wall. Hopefully they don't see it. They enter, and now they're stuck in here. And we're over here. Because that is our door. That's our door in and out until I shut it. And if these are all open, that's bad because they can just come through or wrap their way around.
I would seal that as well.
Yeah, I can always remove one if we can trap ourselves in a room and then get out of it when we're sure it worked.
It's gonna be great. All right, so what are we also be closing off, Nash?
So, yeah, that.
Okay.
Door right there. And then
erect a wall of stone.
I think we need to talk before we seal this one off. We need to plan how we're going to come out of here. Because right now, if Varel comes out here, they're all going to just shoot him. And if he comes down here, they're going to just wait until they can shoot him again. We have to come out to make an engagement.
Right, but why wouldn't we go just out here?
Because that's one single point that we're all filing out of. And if I'm here, yeah, I have sight, the same sight Hope did on that guy, and I might be able to do something to prevent him from shooting.
Yeah,
so that's
a good
at least one less bullet flying at Varel, if there are multiple gunmen.
Well, then on our way out of here, what if I shut this door on our way out? Meaning, as we leave, I'll put dirt here. Because then when we come back down, we go in this way, and then dirt goes here.
So,
no, I'm agreeing with John. He makes perfect sense what he's saying. I'm just saying we can't leave this all the way to this room open. If we're like, all right, ready, go, and everyone starts to leave this direction, behind us, when I get through it, I should shut that off. Because our way back in is right here, and we don't want 2 ways in, or else they'll come in it.
Sounds like everyone's trusting your judgment. There's not a lot of input from the rest of the party on your plans.
Well, I just thought of something, though.
Decide what you're going to do.
Because we kind of do have to come back through here, I just realized, because once we're in here, I got to get out here and put a door here. Mm-hmm. A wall there, I mean. I forgot about that. So, John makes a good point.
We can close this off at, like, this part, or this part, or this part at any time.
Right. I just have to be able to get somewhere where I can seal this off at the end. To keep them.
All right, well, this is all going to fall apart once we start fighting. So I say we go with what we have.
Let's try it out. Chat room is very wary of anyone trusting Nash. Thanks, everybody. You guys are great. All right. Should we try it?
So it's time. I will go down the hall. I will address, and I'm whispering this, by the way, I will address the lizard folk. I will get them to chase me, and I shall retreat back through this very hole.
Yes.
Very good. And I'll jump out into the hallway.
Okay, perfect. All right, Stanley, is that where you guys are standing, Stanley and Nash?
I mean,
you guys will have to make stealth rolls to be undetected in those areas.
well, we're behind a wall.
Oh, we will? I thought Hope was just up here.
She made a stealth roll to be up there.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I don't know if that's where Nash needs to be. We're in a weird room now. Yeah, I want to stealth up there because I want to be able to give Varel support, which I can do if I have line of sight on the room.
Okay, make
so
a stealth check, please.
I will be there. Scott, I think we're gonna need you here if they do come down to be able to seal rooms off. So I think we need you in this room to be able to seal off either side and apply your illusion if we decide to do that.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right, I'm gonna roll my stealth check because Bo told me to.
I told you to make a stealth check. Stealth check, engage.
It's 10. It's not great.
Okay, well, you made your check. Now continue to move. There's no immediate result, so nothing to report. You made your check.
All right, I'm continuing. I'm going to walk till there is 10 foot of wall left, so I'm just looking down the hallway. I can't see the rifleman right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will holler, "This is Varel Rasvim Kurik, your fang. Your anuses are full of evil, and you have fallen from a position of pride among the clans. I am here to clean up your mess and destroy you. What say you, Zarks? Face your fang."
Okay. I think that's not quite a performance check. It's an intimidation check, please.
Okay.
Yeah. You're using your royal authority to get people in line.
Oh, you know it with a 5.
He's
So
doing
far,
the whole
Bo-
These are true
Stellar
facts.
today.
They are
So
true facts.
These, and it's noted in the roll, it's noted in the difficulty. Your voice echoes out through the hallway, and nothing comes back in response. Keep in mind, you do not have any dark vision, so you can't see much in front of you apart from the outlines of walls and bricks that are close to you. But you hear nothing in response. However, as you approach down the hall, there's a distinct quietness and stillness that is reflective of your people that you feel they're nearby.
All right, I'll light up my shield as a torch, basically, as I'm walking here, because I'm exiting the area of Nash's light, and take another step forward and yell, "Cowards! You have betrayed your ancestral home, betrayed your own weapons, and now use dirty human machines to hide in fear. Face me."
So you're walking to the room then?
No. I'm walking another 5 feet up with my torch bearer. So there'd be some
Intimidation
light
roll, please.
kind of approaching.
I see. Now there's a light coming out of the hallway and your voice bellowing out.
Yes.
Intimidation check, please.
11.
Okay. You get nothing back in response.
So I can see that there's a hint of illumination now if I'm peeking around the corner, right?
Yeah, you see illumination.
Okay, if I peek around the corner, can I see the rifleman that Hope talked about?
Let me see if I can reveal a little bit more of the fog of war
guy?
for you. So
he
he's
can-
actually, that's where he was, but he's slipped behind the wall. So there's nothing to see.
Okay,
terms
so I
of
don't
that
see
angle.
anything out there right now.
Yeah, but I'm going to reveal, you're in a sort of different side of the wall. I'm going to reveal a little more of the area. All right, and you do see the snouts and of 2 other individuals.
Any sense of weaponry that they have rifles or anything like that?
You see the tips of rifles and the snouts of lizard folk as they retract behind the walls.
Okay.
They're out of line of sight currently.
Oh, they both are. Okay.
Yeah, so you see them, but then they move out of sight. Like you don't have line of sight on them. But you know that they're there. You've made visual contact, is the way I'd put it, with the enemy.
Can I hold an action and say that as soon as I see either of these riflemen that I just saw pop back up, I want to attack them with vicious mockery?
Well, you can let me know that's what you'd like to do, but we're not in combat, so there's no need to hold or ready in action. You can just tell me as soon as one becomes visible, I attack it.
Yeah, vicious mockery as soon as I see one.
Okay. Noted. Varel?
All right, I will take another step forward as I'm doing this slow walk, letting the flames bounce and advance down the hall.
Okay.
And I continue my.
You take another step, and you're not within visual contact about anything yet, so no one. You can't see anybody, and they can't see you. They can hear you.
I am shamed. You have betrayed me, and you have fallen. Your birther of bones is dead. Your master will soon be dead by my hand. Fight your anal invaders and be free of their hold. We can win together.
I don't know where all the anus stuff's coming from.
But they had bugs all over their coming out their anuses.
Oh, right.
Showered
That's where the worms are.
Yep.
There are worms. I thought they went in their ear most of the time, or their mouth.
No, we
prostrated
the man.
Yeah.
Oh, there was an anal shower incident. I remember that. Okay. Yes. Sorry.
It was rather
it wasn't a reproach. I just it wasn't. I was just okay. All right. Let's continue. It's great. Keep it up. Inspiration for all that stuff. Take it.
Wow.
Excellent. No reaction?
No reaction.
Most disappointing. I'll look back. Do I see anyone watching me perform this?
Nope.
All
You have
right.
visual contact with nobody. You're just now cresting the corner of the hallway, and if you take many more steps, you will then be out in the open in the room.
Very well. You dare look upon my greatness without first bowing to your fang. And I'll advance another 5.
You advance another 5, and as you do, lizard folk from all corners of the room peer around the corner with large, metallic-looking rifles and open fire. Roll for initiative.
Oh my lord. It seems bad.
It had to roll up on a book. 7 for Stanley.
7 for Stanley. Okay.
7 for Scott also. Same roll.
Which, you guys decide who goes first, please?
Probably Scott, with how involved he is with all these plans. Probably a better first choice.
Okay.
Kind of shade.
Oh, I'll do it. I don't mind.
Wasn't shade. He's very
no, it wasn't
involved
shade. I
in
said
the
it was
plans.
kind of shade. Kind of shade. Kind of shade.
18 for Varel.
18 for Varel. Fantastic.
12 for Hope.
12 for Hope. Fantastic. Hope. I wrote 12 as your name. Okay, and then this guy.
That's a sound you love.
Yeah,
Hugh.
no.
All right, so
Best
let me reveal some fog of war here as we begin combat. Let's see, reveal the areas. All right, so now you have a better visual range.
It's the same. Oh, there we go.
Dude Varel.
Dude Pharrell.
Little.
Holy shit!
Oh, basically none is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, just the one that we saw around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh,
basically
my
none.
Oh!
Lovely
We're gonna
day.
lock ourselves in the room?
Can actually see down the hallway a little bit better now too.
Oh my gosh. My plan sucks now.
I'm sure they're all gonna run into the wall and die.
Well,
It'll be fine.
I just need. I was hoping it was less of them. Because if you get 5 or 6 in there, you shut them off and they're in there for good.
All right, so now that you have a better visual lay of what's going on, you see that from all directions you are being ambushed. Stanley, you get the first attack off because you're ready to action. So let's get your vicious mockery going on which target.
Hold up. Did we just pull the entire instance? Is this the well with what's his face, Mick?
A quickly cursory glance shows that they've likely hurried down from the castle ramparts to investigate the noise of the opera singing in the basement, probably, or the giant fireball. But a lot of noise was made in the basement, and yes, you've pulled the entire instance, basically.
But that's Boss Boy over here, right?
It's not Boss Boy. It's not Boss Boy.
Okay.
You do see the shape. You do see the distinctive shape of what looked like Ubvex down the hallway, descending the stairs, and a quick second glance around.
Cool.
All right. I'm assuming this rifleman jumped up to take a shot, so he's going to be the focus of my mockery.
Sure.
He has a Wisdom 16 save he needs to make.
Very well. Let's make that save, Mr. Mockery. I made it. Yeah.
So nothing.
Wisdom? Yeah, so no effect, no damage.
Nothing happens? Okay, great. This has gone well.
Did you insult him very good, though?
Clearly not. It was like...
I just thought maybe we had a joke, like, what's the difference between a lizard folk and a stone? I don't know. I
just popped out and went, lizards with guns! And then popped back and then went, wait, what? And realized it was not effective at all.
All right, Varel, you are first on the initiative order. So you walk into the room, you behold the sheer volume of combatants at you. The riflemen have peered around the doorways and are lighting up their weapons, beating them on you.
Okay, well, even though it shames me, I am a lizard of my word, and I will run back down the hall and jump through Nash Hole.
Okay. All right, so are you dashing? That's 40 feet, right?
Which is my movement speed, thanks to Barbarian.
Yep, that's full 40. Full 40.
The full 40.
And I will jump in the hole, and I'd assume the plan is going perfectly, so I'm going to use the rest of my movement to take position by hope.
Okay. Now Stanley's tanking.
Yep, I got this. Don't worry, I've got a lot of hit points.
Okay, so you run down, and as you do that, you hear the sound of footsteps. I have to recover. Oh, no, I don't have to recover things, as you can see. So these guys jump down. No, that's not the characters that are moving. I'm sorry. They jump down. Now, there's lizard folk with pole arms who are coming from the direction of where the stairwell is. And they jump down and make their way into the pit and start chasing down, as if to do melee. And Stanley, you sort of see them run in the direction of Varel and chase after. Unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jumps down there. Rest are riflemen. Okay, we got a few more that jump down from this side. And so a bunch of lizard folk make their way to where Varel is, and they watch you run down the hallway, but they don't see you turn left into the room. So what they look down, they see exactly... Oh, shit. They see a wall at the end of the hallway. I don't think well, it's dark. They don't see anything yet. Okay, because Nash, you haven't casted Minor Illusion on the wall yet, have
No,
you?
my goal would be to do it after as many have come through the wall as possible. So Stanley's still going to dart down here.
Just the one thing you want to make sure to do is not cast it when they see it being cast, because then they'll know it's a ruse.
Right, but it's dark,
Right.
so they shouldn't see anything.
I would think you would have cast it or aimed to cast it once Varel was by.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
So like on your
Right?
next turn, which is coming up soon, but they're in the other room. They don't see it yet. Okay, and so this guy, I'm gonna move a dude, and now it is the rifleman's turn. They hold position, but as you run down, Varel, you just see lights behind you, and these large globes of white, like laser, like light, just light up the room, and you see the Stanley, like just this eruption of 7 or 8 pulse rifles, like science fiction pulse rifles, just laser the position Varel was in, and as they hit the wall, it smokes the wall like Star Wars phaser style. And you see all these lights.
Who knew?
They're pulse rifles. You see Varel behind you, like lights flash where the pulses come up. It like illuminates the room, Unreal Engine style with the big lights as they traverse their trajectory. All right, Hope, it is your turn.
I'm gonna hold position, but I've got my arm turned into the shotgun, and I'll be peering around the corner, looking up at Stanley, ready to take fire if any of the lizardmen decide.
So you want to ready an action that as soon as you see an enemy that you shoot at it.
Not yet. If the enemy is obviously coming through that door, then I will shoot it.
If the enemy's coming that direction, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, and remember, you only get one attack if you ready the attack like if you're ready in action that way, you won't get your two. Okay.
Cool.
Hope's ready in action. That means I have some more lizard folk movement to do. That's the sound of the
freaking.
That was good.
Well, the chocolate factory
the sound
guys.
Of lizards moving.
Oompa Loompas or whatever they are.
All right, so you hear more lizard folk making their way downtown. Nash, it is your turn.
All right, I am going to. So I'm gonna. I don't know what Stanley's plan is, but I'm gonna put the illusion in. Now,
okay.
So I'm gonna cast it through that through that hole, and I'm actually going to.
That's your action.
Yeah, that's my action. Let me think for a second.
Do you have any sorceress stuff that can help you in this scenario?
No, other than the ones I'm using. Because I can do the illusion, but I gotta wait a turn to do the wall cover. And I'm just trying to think about Stanley and distance and when to shut a wall behind him.
So probably it'd be ready to action. That would be the most precise timing.
Yeah.
Would be to ready it when a certain person does a certain thing.
Yeah.
You do have to put the illusion up to get the thing.
One way or the other, we're doing the illusion.
Although maybe the illusion's not that important. Maybe you just want to trap them in. Maybe it's more important just to make sure they suffocate.
Well, the illusion's only there to help to that end. So it's not there to be the main point. It's to be additionally convincing so that when they do go in there, they don't think it's a trap. So I would do the illusion. Well, I don't want to see him. You know what?
What you might want to do, honestly, is just so that you don't get boned later, is close the door behind Varel.
Yeah.
Meaning this
because
one
they can dash, and they'll might be able to see it. Like your timing, there's a whole round of turns till your next turn, and if they do start funneling down that tunnel, then they'll probably see the opening.
All right. I think you're right. I'm gonna move Earth, or move what the hell is it called? Mold Earth, and I'm gonna put that here.
Okay.
And then I would like to move to there,
move.
so that I'm ready to do something with Stanley when he gets the H out of there. If he does, I just feel like I can make
highlight this thing. There we go. There we go. Make a copy. It's now closed.
Okay.
Closed for business.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Okay. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm good.
All right, Stanley, you're up.
All right, I would like to start falling back as quietly as possible, like trying to kind of slink around, I guess, not actively like run or anything.
Their attention would be on Varel having run down the main hallway, so you don't want to draw any attention to yourself as you slink back. Right. So stealth roll, please.
I'm not gonna use that dice. That dice has betrayed me many times recently.
That'll take your action.
That's better. That's 14.
It'll use up your action because you're concentrating on that. Like
That's okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
14. All right. So you quietly move back, try not to get the attention of anybody, and as far as you can tell, no one sees you up in that hallway.
All right, I will move back to there.
Okay. Perfect. Varel, it is your turn.
Cool. I will take the forward position here in this little room we have all squeezed into.
Okay.
I will use prismatic scales to turn myself the color of the wall.
Gotcha.
And basically kind of hunker down and if someone was to look down here, maybe they'd see stone instead. In general, I know we're all hiding right now, so that's my goal.
Oh, so you're disguising yourself.
Yeah. But
Alright,
since
so-
I'm the big fellow who'd be in the doorway here, I'm going to disguise myself the color to help block Hope behind me.
You can just disguise yourself as wall. So let's do a performance check with advantage since you're the same color as the wall around you.
Cool. 18.
All right, you are performing as a wall currently, and you think you're doing a good job. You're not moving. You're completely immobile. You've got your eyes closed to slits so they don't see your eyes, and you've closed your nostrils. And your
Yeah,
nose.
kind of like finishing a jumping jack style, and then maybe Hope's gun can kind of point around my hip
Yeah.
if business
perfect.
were to get busy.
Perfect. All right, so the lizard folk continue to move down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So they're going to use their dash action to fill into this hole here as they move down. So you hear footsteps through the wall, and like, what's curious about them is that they're running, but they are not. There's no glory in the battle. They're almost moving without emotion or feeling, and this is something you've noticed, that they're almost like invalids. But they do move aggressively. You can hear them walk aggressively into the hallway behind the wall behind you, and you get a sense that it's full up as you hear like several sets of footsteps. Of course, you don't have any visual confirmation, and you can't see them, but you do get the sense that they're all in there. That's their turn. This guy will observe, so hang on. Okay, and now, so the riflemen cease their shooting. All the laser lights that were shooting Varel's position have stopped while the melee combatants make their way into the hallway. Hope, it is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna look over to Nash and give him a nod and hold my position ready to fire in case anyone walks through that opening.
Okay, perfect. You're going to continue to hold that. All right, so these ones as well will walk to the position, look down. You guys can't really see what they're doing, but they're moved to that position. Nash, it is your turn.
Okay.
Oh man.
I mean, obviously,
This is a gamble, but
Can do it.
I have to have
it
line
takes
of.
out.
It's a lot, and it's good if we can do it. Can it? If I do this,
Yeah.
I need to shut this right here, right?
Now,
Yeah.
you're going to need visual line of sight.
Right. That was going to be my question. So, here's what I'd like to do. I should have thought of this before. I just need a little hole to peer through to see that he's stuck. Or to see that the last one's in there and then just mold that shit up.
Oh, you mean make yourself like a little eye slit hole?
Yeah, just like a poked hole.
Like, you know, in those dirty brothels where the paintings have the eyeball that you can look through?
Yes,
Exactly.
Or Scooby-Doo.
basically that.
Wasn't always dirty.
Yeah, that's true.
Nope, only brothels.
But if I had like just a little peephole there, it's gonna be an action if I try to poke a hole through, though, isn't it? Like a stone action.
Unless you have a teammate, you could ready an action to close it and rely on a teammate to make a hole for you.
Still means a whole nother round of turns.
I don't know if I'd be
Well, Stanley's right after you. And
yeah, but
Stanley's-
I don't know if I have anything that can do it.
How thick are these walls, Bo?
Couple feet.
No, that's not too bad.
Maybe a foot to 2 foot.
If I were to run, if I was to run up here, so I had, will this guy see me? I guess they'll all see me.
The guy around the corner might not, but you'll be open.
This is a wall.
a lot of enemies will make visual contact with you.
All right.
I can protect you.
Okay. In what? How? In what way?
Well, according to the turn order, the riflemen just moved, and set up so they might be ready to action, so I can't stop that.
Right.
But if someone fires on you within 10 feet of me, I will take the shots for you.
Okay.
So as long as you're in 10 feet of me, I will absorb the fire.
All right.
The next moves are Stanley and Varel. So you could ready it for Varel. Varel could run out, and then you could then run out and cast the spell while Varel also goes out. And yes, he's a bullet magnet.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. He could go and
his eyeball eats like the bullets for breakfast.
He'd be running interference, basically.
Yeah.
Is he able to hold both movement and the action though?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not. This is not an actual move. I'm just doing this for example's sake. The idea is that he would come out here, take the beating somewhere like this. I would rush up here enough to be able to look around this corner.
You do it at the same time. So as soon as Varel moves, you move along with him on his turn.
Okay.
And then then you cast your spell, and then he finishes his turn, the rest of his actions.
All right, I like it.
He's still alive.
Garrett, Kyle, you down with that?
I'm down.
All right. I don't know why I called you Garrett today. I was getting really good at that, and now I'm.
They spend a lot of time together.
I interchange them sometimes. All right, so. Yeah, let's do it. So how do I commit to that for my turn though? Do I just ready it and
you say, Bo, DM, I'd like to ready an action.
Bo, I'm gonna ready this action.
What are the triggering conditions? You say, as soon as Varel moves, I will move with him, and then at the end of his movement, we'll cast Mold Earth
right there
on the wall.
Okay, that's what I tell you.
But if we get to... All right, great.
What were you going to say? If we get what? What were you going to say?
No, I was just saying if Varel decides to do something different, then you don't get to do the thing that you said.
Right. He has to,
He has to fulfill the condition.
Yeah, he's an honorable wizard. I'm not worried about him. He's good.
Stanley, Stanley, your turn.
Oh, bugger. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?
Apologies to our UK audience. I think we just swore you really bad.
You could help Varel survive somehow with some sort of defensive magics.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Polymorph him into some kind of a
Make him a bunny.
thing.
Oh wait, could I have done a? Oh, that's on for me.
Wait, no, I don't know if that'll help.
Back to bunny running out.
How big is a giant ape? Would it fit through these walls, or is it too big? It's huge.
I'll look it up. If it's huge, it won't fit through the walls because it's a 2x2 square. So.
Yeah. Okay, I need something bigger. I know not bigger. I need something smaller. I need bigger.
Bigger than an ape.
A lemur.
Do you have any others?
What about a giant crocodile? I mean, that's giant, but it's giant long, right?
What's the size of it? And the
huge.
But
it's huge long.
2x2. It's 2x2.
Okay.
I suppose you could ready a spell, so you can also ready a spell and say when Varel runs out into the bigger room, then I cast Polymorph on him.
Hey, you know what, Bo? You're a swell fellow, and
we're starting to get more sophisticated with D&D. Readying is your friend. Triggering conditions are what makes D&D combat sing.
Okay, so let me check the range on Polymorph here. I just want to make sure that we've done everything we need to do. Okay, so it's 60 feet, so I will be able to hit him once he gets out there. So can I say that I will move to where Nash is once they move out, and then cast Polymorph on him once he gets out into the main area?
I mean, as long as you have line of sight on Varel, you can cast it from anywhere.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna need to move probably to be within like outside viewing range, so I would need them to move first.
Yeah. Okay, well you have to tell me specifically the amount of movement you want to do.
Okay, when Varel moves, I'm gonna move 5 feet up to this door, so I can continue to have line of sight. And as soon as he gets through and into the space where it will fit, I'm going to cast Polymorph and turn him into a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Woo!
Okay, very good. All right. Perfect. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn that you have? You might have a bonus action left if you wanted to use it. From it.
No. That's
Use your action to ready, and you got to save your movement points.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
And that's it. Varel, you are up. And I think we're going to wait till after the break to see what happens. With this madness.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Kyle,
Will
you
it
might.
succeed?
I don't know how long it'll last, but you might want to pull up the T-Rex stat block, which I can
Alright.
send to you if you need it.
Just watch out for that pit at the end of the room.
Oh, right.
There's
Yeah.
a pit? Oh, there's a small drop. There's a 5-foot drop.